Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming back my good friend Amanda Gonzales, the horror podcaster friend of mine from Los Angeles. I'm having her on the show today to talk about things that we experienced at Son of Monsterpalooza 4 weeks ago, and talk about the spirit store. She told me she got a job there, and I worked there like one day back in 2007, and I want to tell that story to her today. Amanda's really cool, has a great sense of humor, and I love talking to her. So yeah, here is my new interview with Amanda Gonzales. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, sorry about that. I never seem to be ready. I was raised by lesbians. It happens. LGBT time.
That's perfect. I love it. Oh, welcome back. What's up, darling?
Thank you. Not too much. I had the privilege of seeing you at Son of Monsterpalooza, which is always a good time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. So I wanted to get into that. That was a crazy short weekend, I'll tell you.
I bet. It almost seemed more action-packed than the big show Monsterpalooza that took place back in April.
You know what? It was kind of equal, but it was just a smaller venue.
Right.
You know? But, like, yeah, so I get there Friday, and we check in 5:30 or something, or no, 4:30 or something like that. And they did something really fucked up to my debit card that I learned my lesson. I'm never going to put my debit card in a hotel ever again. I'll tell you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they, like, took most of my money off, then put it back, and then by Tuesday, everything was put back, and I was like, what did they do? Give me a free hotel room? So then I took all my cash out, and it made me overdrawn, so I had to go back the next day and put the money back.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, that was really bad. And Friday night was cool. Got to meet everyone from Phantasm, even the ones I've interviewed, and they were cool.
Absolutely. The Phantasm crowd, the kids from Phantasm, as I call them, the cast and crew of all the movies, usually are pretty freaking fantastic.
Yeah, they're really cool. Like I'm there, and I'm like Reggie and his wife Gigi are there, and I've had them on the show a couple times, and like Gigi's looking at me, not even saying anything, and I'm like, Gigi, it's me, Tommy, and she's like, I know, and she gives me a great big hug.
Oh, man, you mean I'm currently, for like my fourth time talking with you on the same show that Reggie Bannister has been interviewed on? That's pretty cool for a not quote unquote #fan THAN like myself.
I counted last night. This is number 5.
Oh, awesome! Very cool.
Number 5 times you've been on. Yes.
Super cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate every opportunity.
Oh, of course, absolutely. You're one of the good ones.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I had a funny experience meeting Marky Ramone that Friday night. His handler was this neurotic dude. I don't know if he was gay, but he sure came off like it. And he was trying to take a selfie with me and Marky, and he deleted 2 selfies I took with Jaretta.
Oh, no.
I was pretty upset about that. I didn't realize that until I got back to the hotel that night, and that was her only night there. And at least I got the autograph, and then I emailed her and told her, and she's like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry about that. Next time we'll do it again." But I was pretty upset, and Marky, he was kind of a jerk. I won't lie, but he didn't say anything to me while he was signing my poster, right? But then when his handler is like trying to like take a better picture, fix my camera, and deleting those 2 selfies, Marky turns to me and says, "It's the lens." Yeah, that's all he said to me. It's the lens.
a great time. I went on Saturday, of course, which is when we went, and I had to be there for the Phantasm panel.
Right.
Because, of course, I'm Phantasm 420 on Instagram, so it's not hard to tell what my favorite horror movie is.
I didn't get to see the panel because, let me tell you, Saturday I was out there for like an hour, and then I had to go back to my hotel. I was sick from something that was in the air, and I slept until about 4:30 in the afternoon. I only got to be there for an hour on Saturday.
Oh no!
Yeah, and right after I saw you that second time, I had to go right back to the hotel. It was just bad.
Oh, that's terrible. Did you stay right there on premises? Were you checked in at that hotel?
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. At the Marriott, I was there. Yeah.
Well, thank goodness. At least it was a case of like kind of going upstairs as opposed to like having to leave to go someplace else.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It's our second time staying there. Last time we got the hotel for free because they mixed up our reservation with somebody else's. But.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. But yeah. So that Saturday, right before I saw you, I got to see Phil Fondacaro, and I went to go over to say hi to Amanda Wiss. And like usual, she doesn't know my name, but she knows my face.
Oh man, Phil Fondacaro. It came down to it, and like I love the movie Troll, of course.
Oh yes.
And I never get too shy or nervous, and with him, I totally did. Talk about legendary. Talk about just seeing him brought tears to my eyes. I was so happy to be in the same room with him. Yeah, as you recall, he was across from like Lisa Zane, and that's where we were able to you and I were able to connect because she signed my Freddy's Dead poster.
Yeah, she was cool.
Mm-hmm. And just being in the same room with him was just like such an uplifting experience.
Yeah. And then I saw Charlie Band just before I saw you again and went back to the hotel. He remembered me from meeting me 2 years ago, and he was desperately trying to sell me an Amazon Prime subscription. I mean, desperately. Yeah. I had...
That is too funny.
What's that?
That's so funny.
Yeah. I bought, I came back, and I had bought a Blu-ray of Trancers and Troll, and I had him sign the Trancers cover. He signed right over Tim Thomerson's face. I wish he hadn't done that. And yeah, and then I should have had him sign my Troll one too, but I forgot. But at least I got a picture with him this time because I didn't get a picture with him last time. He just signed my Sorority Babes Blu-ray last time. But he was just desperately trying to sell me an Amazon Prime subscription for Full Moon Features. But
well, I have to admit that I really prefer the Amazon Prime selection of horror flicks compared to, say, like Netflix. That's right. I went there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a much better selection.
I agree. I agree with you. I look on the horror selection. I'm like, okay, there's a couple good ones, but I want to see more than that,
Yeah, it's pretty hit and miss, so.
It's not.
Yeah. And I can only watch The Babysitter so many times.
Yeah, The Babysitter. Yeah, and then so we went that night. We went to Shakey's Pizza and had dinner with Stephanie Hodge.
Oh, how cool!
Oh yeah, I love Steph. She's a sweetheart. And then
people talk about Happily Ever After, right?
Oh yes. She's one of the funniest ladies in the world, and it's so sad that a lot of people don't remember her. They should, because she's hilarious.
She absolutely is, and that show is largely not talked about, and it should be. Bobcat Goldthwait, is legendary in the industry. So
Mr. Floppy.
Such a fantastic show, and she really is a funny lady. I remember her, and probably because I'm a kid of the 80s and stuff, but going all the way back to the show Nurses.
Yeah.
So I definitely remember her.
Actually, Nurses was early 90s.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah. But, yeah, she's an absolute sweetheart. Then we went to the Comedy Store. We saw Mark Maron absolutely kill. He had no material. He was just doing his ranting like he does at the beginning of his podcast, and it was hilarious. And then we caught a late night screening of Barbara Crampton's new movie Reborn, and Barbara was very happy to see us. And we saw Kelly Maroney; she was there too, hanging out. And then we went and got some donuts at a 24-hour donut shop, and then went back to the hotel and slept. And oh, by the way, Saturday and Sunday I had the best breakfast ever at the hotel.
Excellent. Hotel breakfast kick ass. Well, depending on the hotel, it is. Very cool.
Yeah, they have an all-you-can-eat buffet of breakfast. It's like $25, and it's well worth it.
Oh, super good. Hey, well, then that's something, especially since you were feeling good on Saturday.
Yeah. At first I thought maybe it was the breakfast that made me feel this way, but it was so good. But then it just wasn't. There was something in the air, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I met Jenna Elfman Sunday. God, she was a sweetheart.
Oh, how cool. You know, I know she's done, like, had various projects in the past and everything, and she's had that one, like, network show, but I love her in the movie Can't Hardly Wait.
Yeah. I was hoping she would have an 8x10 of that, and she didn't.
Oh, darn.
But I got a nice one of her and Bugs Bunny, you know, when she was in Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That was good. She was really sweet. I met Jeanette Goldstein because I had her on the podcast a couple weeks before. She is so wacky and eccentric, I'll tell you.
Oh, I dig it. That's awesome. Someday, I swear, I'm going to be like you, and I'm going to get like a 3-day pass and be able to go and just kind of experience everyone in a show in its entirety. I've yet to do that.
Yeah. It's well worth it to go all 3 days, you know. But, you know, I can understand, you know, some people, you know, like yourself, live in L.A., how expensive it can be, you know. But
Totally. And then we always have, there's always something happening here in L.A.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you guys got a lot of events there. That's why I want to be there. I'm working on it. It's just so hard right now, you know, a lot going on. But,
oh, yeah, in the last couple of weeks alone, I went to the Nightmare Before Christmas and 40 at the El Capitan, and then like a week later I went to go see Hocus Pocus. I've been to Beyond Fest and watched Jojo Rabbit. There was just a Tom Atkins, like, triple feature. I work at Mad Monster's Halloween store. Like, there's always constantly something going on here in LA.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's Sunday. I saw Ronnie.
Oh, sweet. Ronnie Angel, author extraordinaire.
Yes.
Flash Dreams, my roommate.
Oh, is he still staying with you?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, he's a full-on pledge roommate, so it's kind of like, you know, I don't consider it he stays with me. I consider it we just kind of, you know, live together. But not like live together like that. Ladies, I believe he's single. But
He actually had a pretty girl with him.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she was very nice. Yeah. And I was listening to the podcast we did back in April, and I made a prediction. I said, you know, they need to get more Phantasm people at Monsterpalooza, and they did. So I'm going to predict next year right now by saying I hope they get Danny Lloyd and the twins from The Shining.
Oh, that would be cool.
It's the 40th anniversary. I reached out to all of them to be on here in October, and I hope I hear from some of them. That would be great, or all of them. It's the 35th anniversary next year of Reanimator. I hope they bring them back again. They were there 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. You know, I think it was like last year, Jeffrey Combs did a couple local signings just at like screenings and even at like Dark Delicacy. Mm-hmm. He showed up there as well, so it'd be cool to have him come back around. I mean, I know, of course, he's, you know, Reanimator, but I love the Frighteners.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got a great role in that, so.
Oh, yeah. And Fright Night, I'd love to see some more people from Fright Night for the 35th anniversary next year.
It'd be really cool to meet Amanda Beers. Beers?
Yes. I want to meet her. I want to meet Stephen Jeffries. I want to meet Billy Ragsdale. I've met Chris Sarandon and Tom Holland back in April, but I want to meet those ones too because I want their signatures on my poster as well. And
almost definitely. Sadly, of course, Roddy McDowell, may he rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Not available, but Chris Sarandon. I think now I've met like at least 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very cool. I have a one-of-a-kind poster signed by him. So, of course, it's a giant, like, buzz advert for Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'd also say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre cast, but I do know they've had some issues with Elliot, particularly when Toby was still alive. He had some beef with him because I think Toby was supposed to be booked a couple times and he didn't. And so I don't think anyone from the first one, at least, gets booked for Monsterpalooza. But there are a few people from Part 2 who do, like, Bill Moseley and Bob Elmore, and, of course, my nemesis, Caroline Williams.
Ah, yes, that totally charming, and I'm saying that facetiously person. I encountered her once, and I was, I'm sorry, lady, I wasn't a fan. She kept trying to be noticed by everybody inside Dark Delicacies, and when nobody noticed who she was, she kept trying to make sure that we did. And then I realized who she was and kind of didn't care. So,
yeah,
whatever.
She's a textbook narcissist.
I absolutely agree with that assessment. It was a case of where all of us are in line for something else. She's not even a part of the event.
Yeah.
And just kind of was not cool with not being noticed.
She was there. She was there at Son of Monsterpalooza on, I think, Saturday it was. Yeah, and when I was there for that hour, and we looked at each other right in the eye, just like we did back in April at the Monsterpalooza after party, and just, it wasn't good.
No, some of these people just do it for the adoration and the adulation, and not so much because they dig their fans. So,
yeah,
I don't know. That's what I love about, like, Reggie and the Phantasm people. They're about their fans and everybody that comes to meet them. So I've not had a negative encounter yet.
I had that same conversation yesterday. I hate to name drop with Bill Oberst Jr. He talked about, there's some people in horror that's doing it, for the money only and the adoration and not, for the love of the genre, which I think is disgusting.
It is. It's like totally not cool, and I will totally out yet again. My most negative experience has been with Tom Savini. Legendary makeup man, special effects artist Tom Savini is very, like, selective on who he'll be okay with. I know people who have had extraordinary experiences with him, and mine just totally fucking sucked.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I'm not the first person. There's more negative than positive reviews with him.
I know. I had a bad one the first time, and then the second time he was great. And it was the night after he was honored at the after party, and he was just in a really good mood. And we talked. He even was nice to my mom too. And he better be nice. I mean, I was buying 5 signatures. 5 different posters. He better be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote to him. Go ahead.
I give you credit because he wasn't getting any more of my fucking money ever. No. No, be rude to me once, you can't have any more of my money, dude.
Yeah.
No, fuck that guy. That's myself. I have a friend who had such a negative experience with him that he created a hashtag, Take a Savini, which in essence was kind of take a shit. Because
take a shit. Oh my God. Yeah, I wrote to him about a month later about coming on the podcast. He said he would love to, but he doesn't know when. And I've written a couple times since. I said I'd love to have you, at least by the end of October for a big Halloween show, because he's got a book coming out, he can push and stuff. I haven't heard back from him, but I hope I do. That would be great. We'll see. But who?
He's somebody else that I had like a not so cool experience with, but I'm so grateful to have met him. And unfortunately, he recently, as a community, lost him with Sid Haig.
Oh yeah.
He could be kind of curmudgeonly depending on the timing and everything, but then again, I guess that was part of his persona.
Yeah.
We didn't have like the greatest encounter, but still, I'm very glad to have met him.
Yeah. Do you ever listen to Without Your Head Radio?
No.
That horror podcast that's been on for about 15 years up in Boston, and it's on YouTube and what have you. Well, Sid Haig was his very first guest on there back in 2004, and I listened to that interview. I was just like laughing. Sid Haig was so damn funny. He had a raunchy sense of humor, and he was just really, really funny. And I was like, God, I wish I could have interviewed him. But when I met him back in April, he just was a walking coma. He was a zombie pretty much. You know, I mean, I thought at first maybe he had a stroke or something. And I talked to a few people later, and they said, nah, he didn't have a stroke. He's just been having health issues the last couple of years. But he definitely looked tired when I saw him. But he was very grateful.
Oh.
He was gracious.
Yeah, my boss at Mad Monster, who does like the Mad Monster party and conventions and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
I work at the Mad Monster Halloween store, and my boss, Evan Nagar, was good friends with him and has promised to make us his famous gumball drink.
Oh.
I guess that he would make for people, so I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. Yeah, he had his son there and his grandson helping him, and they looked exactly like him. It was really cute.
Oh, that's cool.
There was 3 generations of Haigs there. They were really cool. Yeah, it was cute. But who would you like to see there next year?
Oh, who would I like to see is Miko Hughes, because I have a new Nightmare poster that already is signed by Heaven Langenkamp, and I'd love to get him on there. And when I attended Midsummer Scream, I didn't know he'd be there and didn't take my poster, so I'd like to see Miko Hughes. Phil Fondacaro was a big deal. I never heard of him having made an appearance on the West Coast before, so that was pretty cool. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Phantasm is my number one, so everybody is here for Phantasm. Was like that was a pretty big deal. I'm not sure who I request. Tom Atkins, I've met him before. Even James Hong. I'd really like to meet like Kurt Russell,
Kurt Russell.
making an appearance at something like that.
I commented on Monsterpalooza's Facebook page. Any chance of getting John Carpenter and the quote unquote webmaster wrote back to me. We've been offering him for years, and he never says yes to us. I don't know why Carpenter would not say yes to Monsterpalooza.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, I will say that Midsummer Scream has in recent years become kind of like the convention to attend.
Yeah.
Because they are not just a Halloween convention, but they're coming up and up as like horror convention as well. And it's really, the show is run really well and really smoothly, and photo ops and stuff. And Monsterpalooza isn't always run so well.
Yeah.
Apocalypse, Robert England a couple years ago was pretty gnarly and had a lot of upset people.
Oh, yeah, I was there, you know. I mean, you and I hadn't met yet, but I was there, and oh my God, it was insane. There was fire marshals just pacing all over the place, you know, looking for fire codes and stuff. It was just pandemonium having them there. I think they really learned their lesson, but hey, they got their money back.
Yeah, most definitely. It's just at what cost? At what cost?
Yeah, oh my God, that was an insane weekend. And I was a couple $100 short that weekend, and so there's a lot of people I didn't get autographs from that I normally would have and stuff, but I got enough. And then there's some that I got to meet at other conventions later, but it was an insane weekend. And to me, that was one of the best ones since.
Oh, yeah. You know what would be cool? Actually, now that I think about it, as far as panels and, like, cast and crew, Monster Squad would be pretty fucking cool to see. Like, Fred Decker and bring everybody, like, Andre Gower and bring everybody up in there. Yeah. That would be a lot of fun.
I'm waiting to hear back from Andre Gower. But, yeah, I would love that, too. I want, Night of the Demons there too.
Oh, wow.
I love Jill Whitlow. She's one of my favorite guests. She's a dirty girl. I love her. And she is so sweet. She is so sweet. I mean, she does not have a negative bone in her body. She is just such a good talker, I'll tell you.
That's very cool. Night of the Creeps has one of my favorite commentaries ever, so that's awesome.
Oh, I gotta get that.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta get that. I haven't heard the commentary and stuff, but yeah, that would be a good lineup. Also, more Friday the 13th sequels, I think, need to be represented at Monsterpalooza, like Part 5. Like, I haven't met any of the Part 5 people in person, but they've all been on here many times. They're all cool, but I'd like to actually meet them in person,
Right. I think that Friday the 13th has enough clout to have their own convention, kind of like Halloween did, because I think it was now a year and a half ago or so that I attended the Halloween 40 convention. And that was pretty spectacular in itself. I got to meet, like, Dean Cundy and, oh my gosh, Kim Gottlieb Walker, the notoriously underappreciated and unknown photographer from John Carpenter's, like, most famous movies. She took the pictures behind the scenes on Halloween, so the one where Nick Castle has the mask put back and he's drinking the Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's her photo. And same thing for, like, Escape from New York and what's the other one, Christine. So I got to meet her again, which was totally a privilege. But, I mean, even Lance Guest was there from Halloween, too. It was a really good time. I don't see why there hasn't been a Friday the 13th style convention set up like that to take place. Or at least if they have, it's not here on the West Coast that I've heard of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully, next year will be pretty good. I do know this, though. They're going to get probably some A-list people like they did this year, I mean, big, heavy headliners next year. Only time will tell who it's going to be. But I hope if they do get Dario Argento next year, I hope he makes it.
Yeah, I know quite a few folks were disappointed that he wasn't able to make it. And
I was one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you disappointed? Were you one of the ones coming to meet him?
Yeah, I was going to be there. I was going to be the first one at his table that Friday when I thought he was going to be there, because I had my poster for Dawn of the Dead and my poster for Demons, but at least Jaretta got to sign my Demons poster, so that was good. But
that's cool. Some more folks from Tim Burton movies would be kind of cool as well.
Oh yeah, I mean they got the Nightmare Before Christmas this year, but like maybe some Beetlejuice people.
Something. Even like, well, I mean, of course, Glenn Shaddix is passed on, and famously as Otho. But I don't know, like, say even just Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie, longtime muse of Tim Burton, and like, quite honestly, after he broke up with her, he started making different kind of movies. But I don't know, he's so famous, the filmmaker, that I don't see why we don't see more people from his movies. Juliet Landau was going to be at Son of Monsterpalooza, I believe, on like Sunday, and she has that small part in Ed Wood, but it's not one of his darker fare.
Yeah, I just interviewed Boris Karloff's daughter last week, and I'm trying to get an interview with Bela Lugosi's son, because I want to find out if that movie is a good representation of his relationship with Ed Wood.
Oh, that's interesting. That would be a great interview, and I would be interested in hearing it, because that's my favorite Tim Burton movie is Ed Wood. I'm a huge fan of
Mine
Larry
too.
Karaszewski and Scott Alexander, who wrote it. It was a passion project for them, and they currently have out right now the movie that's like considered the comeback of Eddie Murphy, which is My Name is Dolomite.
Yep.
But they also wrote, like, say, The People versus Larry Flint and Problem Child.
Oh, Problem Child.
Yeah, exactly. So, but there was, in my Ed Wood Look Back in Angora box set, there's what is that documentary called? Nightmare of Ecstasy. And Bela Lugosi Jr. in that speaks pretty disparagingly of Ed Wood. So it would be fascinating to hear what he thinks of the movie as opposed to just Ed Wood the person.
Yeah. I gotta make sure I ask him towards the end so he doesn't hang up on me right away.
That's right.
Yeah, but I got some great shows coming up. I'll tell you. I mean, I don't want to give them away, but there are going to be some pretty good ones. I mean, people, you're going to look at it and go, "Wow, how did he get this person and that person?" I mean, really, really heavy hitters. It's going to be great.
Now, I saw that you were taking something for The Hills Have Eyes. Would it happen to be Michael Berryman by any chance?
I wish it was Michael Berryman. Okay, I'll tell you the story. Back in June, I had Linnea Quigley on for the third time, right? And I get Linnea through her private email. And my brother accidentally called her, and I was not aware of it. On a Sunday afternoon, we talked on Wednesday or Thursday, and then Sunday afternoon, I was sleeping all day because I was up all night writing the night before. And next thing I know, I get a call from Linnea's manager, who also manages Michael Berryman, which I did not know. And she was screaming at me, and I was screaming at her, blah, 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 and stuff. And then I wrote to her manager and told her, I was sorry, it's my brother, all that stuff, blah, 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 right? And then I looked at her website, and I saw that she manages Michael Berryman, and so I asked if he can come on the show and stuff, and she said, sorry, he's busy, and that was that. And I was just like, I thought that was kind of fucked up, because he had just done that show I just told you about, Without Your Head, like the week before, and I don't know. I'd like to have Michael Berryman on, but okay. You want to know who it is?
Yes.
It's Janice Blythe.
Okay, so tell me who's. I've been drinking, so clear this up for me. Now, which role is this?
She plays Ruby with the snake.
Oh man, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Now we were supposed to do it on what's today, Wednesday. We were supposed to do it yesterday, and then she told me there was a possibility that she had to cancel, and obviously she did, and she hasn't gotten back to me. So I don't know if it's going to be this week or whenever. But we've been playing this for like months now. But she will come on. I will get Janice Blythe on the podcast. So that's coming soon.
Wow, that's very cool. Looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, I'm going to interject for just a moment. I've seen all of the guests that you've had on your shows, and I really am quite honored to be in the company of so many. You have such a varied, vast group of people that you've interviewed, so important to the genre. So really, I'm quite honored to be amongst them. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, my pleasure, Amanda. You're genuine. You're very honest. You're one of the good ones. And that's the kind of people that I like to talk to and be around. And I love seeing you whenever I'm in town. At Monsterpalooza and stuff like that. And I'll tell you something. You're a lot prettier in person than you are in your pictures.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Yes. Absolutely. I was looking at the pictures we took, stuff. I was like, God, she's so pretty. I mean, look at her hair. I liked your hair, the way your hair looked when I saw you that day.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
Of course. Now tell me, you told me that you're working at the Spirit Store this season?
It's actually a Halloween Express brought to you by Mad Monster.
Huh. Okay, I thought because you told me in Messenger that it was a Spirit Store.
No, it's very like a Spirit Store.
I see.
So what's really cool about our place is that because Mad Monster is like a year-round company, and we have conventions and everything. Matter of fact, on Saturday night of Son of Monsterpalooza, there was a party after the convention. It was brought to you by Mad Monster. That's who I work for. So since we are kind of like a year-round company, we bring in, who was just recently in? Wednesday 13 was in for like a listening party, free photo op. We just had the Rhythm Coffin inside the store. playing a live set. So it's really, it's pretty cool. I'm happy with it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll tell you, back in 2007, I moved back to the Bay Area. I was in Arizona for a little while that year. It was a clusterfuck. It's so damn hot in Arizona. I came back in the summer, and when fall hit, I needed a job because I had no money. And I went to apply for the spirit store that was a few blocks from my brother's apartment that I was staying at. And I go there, I sign a paper application, and then the guy who was running it hires me right there on the spot and tells me to start tomorrow, right?
Ooh.
I thought this was kind of weird because he didn't ask me to sign any paperwork or nothing, you know. Um, but I went. And so the guy who was running it, his name was Del Patrick. I remember his name. He was this middle-aged, 50-ish gay guy, Irish. He came off like a tortured stage actor. That's what he reminded me of. Yeah. So I go to work the next day, and like he has me just cleaning up the entire floor and getting all these specks off the floor and everything. And there was this older black guy working there who was really rude. It was just an uncomfortable environment. So after I got off, I went to the spirit store that was down the road, and I applied there. And they found out that I had I had been working one day at that other location, so I didn't get it. And I said, yeah, well, the reason why I wanted to switch spirit stores was because they're very unprofessional over at that one, and they're, quite frankly, kind of scary, right? And they said, well, sorry, we can't hire you here, but best of luck to you. So I went back to his other store to tell him that I didn't want to work for him anymore after that one day. And he said, I heard that you said that I was unprofessional and scary and all of this stuff. And I was like, yeah, well, I'll have to be honest, and stuff. You didn't have me sign any paperwork or anything like that, And he's like, get out of here or something like that, So I left. Yeah. Then a year later, or maybe it was 2 years later, my best friend, who unfortunately is no longer with us, he died in a car accident a couple of months before I had my accident. He went to go work at a spirit store that was at another location. He brought a bunch of his coworkers in one night to the bar that I was working at, and there was a manager there who was like a 50-something-year-old blonde woman, and he told me that she's an expert on giving blowjobs. And
which is the kind of expert you want to meet.
Yeah. And so I got to spend the night with her, and I found out, yeah, she is an expert on blowjobs. That was 10 years ago. I wish I remembered her name. I'd find her on Facebook.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, oh my God. She gave me a prostate milking.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I've only heard about those.
Oh, yeah, they are pretty awesome. You have to be a very open-minded guy to get one of those, and I'm very open-minded, so it felt really good.
Oh.
Yeah. Those were the good old days of when you're in your 20s.
Hey, my 30s were pretty good as well. Now that I'm in my 40s, like, turning 40 was kind of shitty, but, like, it's improving,
Yeah. Oh, my God, I did something yesterday that I haven't done since high school. I blew a load in my jelly donut, and I ate it. Yeah.
I have never in my lifetime heard that. What?
Well, 20 years ago, I was watching Alice Cooper's VH1 Behind the Music, and he jokingly said in his biography he wrote that he did that he masturbated in his jelly donut. And I was like, I should try that for real, and I did, and I liked it.
my goodness. The kink is real.
I stopped, yeah. I stopped after senior year, though. But then I just did it for the hell of it yesterday, and I was like, I still got it. I've been drinking.
Oh my God.
Been drinking a lot more. I've been drinking a lot more apple juice these days.
Oh, you are too crazy, mister.
So, are you still podcasting?
I've had a delay in getting my new one going, which is Geeks and Ghouls podcast, where we're going to kind of cover everything, but just like life happens sometimes, and delays happen and stuff. So hopefully we're just going to kind of hit the ground running and get things moving and stuff. So, yeah, that's what it is with that. But, I mean, it's going to be called, like I said, Geeks and Ghouls, and we're looking to kind of do a 30 minutes and less type format because there's so many podcasts out there right now, especially horror-themed podcasts. So...
Have you ever listened to famous... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just rambling.
Have you ever listened to Famous Monsters podcast?
I'm not.
Yeah, they do it. They haven't done it that much lately because I do know someone who works over there, and she told me it's very chaotic over there right now because they're trying to work their asses off so Famous Monsters doesn't go out of business again. And yeah, they were doing a podcast for like a year straight. They're still on YouTube. You can listen to them on there, but they haven't done it that much lately. But yeah, they're just being very chaotic right now. They tried to get back into the convention scene. They had a convention in 2017 in Texas. I don't know how well it did, but there was supposed to be another one in the Bay Area like a few months later, and I was going to go to that one, but it got canceled because of the California fires. And George Romero was scheduled to be there, but he died in July when the convention was still going to happen. But then the week before the convention happened, that was the week that I had money and I was going to buy my autographs online because it was one of those type of conventions. It got canceled because of the fires, and they haven't done one since. But then that January, they did a third annual film festival that they've been doing for 3 years, which was a lot of fun. Oh my God. I got to see Kelly Maroney and Barbara Crampton there. Dee Wallace was supposed to be there, and then she canceled. And Suzanne Snyder was there. And Jack Russo was there. And the creature from the Black Lagoon, Rico Browning, who was the stunt guy, he was there. It was a fun night, but for some reason, they didn't do one this year. And I don't know, it kind of worries me, because it's Famous Monsters, Forrest J. Ackerman.
Right, Uncle Forey, exactly.
Yeah, I want them to keep going, I mean, and I also want to see Fangoria since they've had a resurgence. I'd like to see them get back and have Weekend of Horrors convention again.
Most definitely. One of the last ones was the Phantasm reunion, and Angus was there, and I missed it.
God,
damn it! And then he died. Oh, Angus, the Tolman.
Yeah, Angus died like about six or 7 months after I got out of the hospital, and I was devastated about that. And I was like, yeah, I gotta start going to conventions before everyone starts dying. And
no kidding.
Some of them have, and some of them I got to meet before they died, like Sid and Steve Dash, and I think that's about it so far. But yeah, a lot of people died, before I started going there, like Betsy Palmer and Gunner and Marilyn Burns and all of them.
Right. My boss, as I mentioned before, Evan McGar, he was good friends with Angus Scrimm. Yeah. And he just told me a fantastic story about a conversation and plans that they'd had to watch Mary Poppins. But he does a great Angus Scrimm impersonation.
Oh, he does?
And it was so cool. Yeah, and when he was doing it and reviewing it for me, I started to get teary-eyed because it really was like having Angus brought to life there in front of me. So,
oh, I love that.
That's the one that got away. At Phantasm, as you're aware, Ken Jones was there. I didn't have a chance to encounter him.
Oh, yeah.
Meeting Mike and Rudy was such a huge deal. Oh, it was such a big deal for me. And Cat Lester, of course.
Cat Lester, oh my God! We took that picture. She's holding the ball, and like I, I said, yeah, she asked me to cough. Yeah, she was cool. I liked her, and she was sitting right next to Samantha Phillips.
Oh, I'm so sad for you that you missed. It was, you know what? I was wondering if I really needed to attend the podcast because, like I said, I'm Phantasm 420. I'm a huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, is there anything really that I'm going to learn from this panel that I don't already know about Phantasm or the franchise?
Yeah.
And there were, in fact, just some things that I learned. And let me tell you, the classiest fucking thing I've ever seen is they left an empty chair up there for Angus.
Oh.
And it was like heart-wrenching and heartbreaking and still heartwarming. And then everybody in the room all together on the count of three, we said a boy out loud. So it was very, very cool. But I don't know, the Phantasm crowd, the Phantasm kids, everybody in Phantasm really is in like a league of their own. They're just some classy folks, especially Coscarelli. He had it on his, pricing list, a selfie with your camera, free. There's not many horror folks that do that shit anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, has Ronnie told you about the one cast member who stole his poster?
Yeah, that fucking bitch.
Yeah.
And, he went and he was talking to Dawn about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Dawn mentioned to him that she had just walked away. She happened to be there when Ronnie was there.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. I interviewed Stacey Travis, who was in part 2. I interviewed her last year. And Ronnie told me, yeah, apparently she's really shady too. That's why she doesn't go to reunions. And I kind of believe it because she gave me the runaround about coming back on again for like half a year. And then I just gave up on her. So I could I can see where she would be a little shady too, but I don't know what happened there, but yeah, that disgusted me when Ronnie told me that. I was like, wow,
Yeah, it's a terrible story, of course. That I tell him, and I told him, dude, you need to not trust people to take your shit for you. Mm-hmm. Part of what you're paying for is to watch them do it live. I think I've only paid for one autograph. And that was for him to get me Michael Berryman when he went to, what's the one up north by you guys? And they had to cancel their last one, but Sinister Creature Con?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever paid for one that I wasn't there personally to see. Because, isn't that kind of part of what we're paying for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Ronnie, I remember when he was there, I saw him at that one. Yeah, that was a cool one. I liked that Sinister Creature Con that year. And stuff. The last couple of times I've gone though, oh my God, it's starting to grow in popularity like Monsterpalooza. Not on the same level in terms of size of the venue, but it's really popular. And like, there's some handlers there that are douchebags, and and a couple of them that are not now, and it's not as fun and stuff. And they had to cancel the one that was supposed to be this weekend, And I was pretty devastated because I wanted to meet Nancy Loomis from Halloween and Tiny Lister, and who else was going to be there? Tony Todd. He wasn't doing autographs at Son of Monsterpalooza, so I didn't get to meet him then. Who else was going to be there? There's a couple other people that were supposed to be there that I'm not going to meet until maybe next year if they get booked somewhere else.
Right.
It's really sad.
Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, Nancy Loomis, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd never met her before, and she rarely does conventions. And I heard her management turns down for her to do podcasts.
Oh, really? Dang.
Yeah.
So, well, that's no, and one-time wife of Tommy Lee Wallace. Am I correct in that?
Yes. Tommy Lee Wallace. I reached out to him last year, and I never heard back. I'd like to interview him. I like that movie he did, Aloha Summer.
Oh, okay. Ronnie didn't have the greatest experience with him.
He told me, yeah, but I know Without Your Head Radio had a good experience with him, so I thought maybe, he's kind of, got over it,
Man, it really is hit and miss. It really, really is, because, again, going back to the Savini thing, I have friends who ended up getting, I know one guy that got, a picture with him and a fantastic experience for free. He didn't even end up charging him.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's my other friend who created that hashtag, take a Savini, because Savini tore his original one sheet of Creepshow that he took with him and was totally unapologetic about it and just kind of fucking dick about it. And then you have somebody who's a star like Rick Baker, who just walks through and is totally happy to stop what he's doing and say hi to you and take a moment. And so, let me talk up my absolute favorite of all time, Mick Garris. Mick Garris is a prince among men and in the horror community. He does not charge.
Yeah.
He will not charge. And he's always so happy and so friendly to kind of see you and recognize you. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still haven't met Mick Garris yet. I still haven't interviewed him yet. But Rick Baker, God, yeah, I heard his line was out the door that Saturday after his panel and stuff. That's probably a good thing that I wasn't in that line, but I would have loved to have him sign my Star Wars poster, because I did bring it just in case I did get to meet him,
Mm-hmm.
But maybe next year.
Right. What was it? Oh, that's right. I did see that line because we were lined up for the Phantasm panel when Rick Baker was signing, and the Creepshow panel was in.
Mm-hmm.
Were you lucky enough to run into Nicotero?
No, because remember Saturday I was in the hotel all day?
Oh, that's right. Well, when I did run into you,
mm-hmm.
my boyfriend had been outside in line waiting to purchase his ticket day of, because he's still new to this horror game.
Yeah.
So he waited till the day of to buy his ticket, and because he did, he was able to see Nicotero outside when he was in line.
Really?
Yeah, so I guess you and I, experts at this game, we just missed him. But my boyfriend, this was his second horror convention. He saw him.
I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I'll see Nicotero again,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not too worried.
Oh, you better knock on wood.
Nah, he'll be in it a little while longer, I mean, he's a little bit younger than Rick Baker, but he'll go a little bit longer, I think.
Definitely. I mean, fingers crossed. It should happen.
We should also cross dicks, too.
While you're at it.
Have you played the last couple of times you've been on? Have you played the silly game with me? I forget.
I don't think so.
Okay, so I played this game with females only who are very open-minded, and it's slumber party questions, silly slumber party questions, and how it works is I ask you a question, you answer it, and then you ask me and I answer it. The same question.
Okay, I've had a few drinks, so you're going to have to tell me that again. Tell me again.
Okay, I ask you the question, you answer it, then you ask me that exact same question, and I answer it.
Okay, cool. Slumber party style, a la truth or dare. Okay, got it.
It's not really truth or dare. It's just...
back and forth. So, okay, got it.
It's like dare to be...
More like a meat.
It's more like dare to be truthful.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what we're talking about here. Go ahead.
Okay. Amanda, are you ticklish?
Yes, I'm terribly ticklish. Mommy, are you ticklish?
I am very ticklish. Baby ticklish. I've been known to hit some people in the groin when they tickle me.
I punched somebody right in the eye for tickling me once.
Really? Is your belly button an innie or an outie?
My belly button isn't any. Tommy, is your belly button an innie or an outie?
I have a very deep innie, yes. And for all the ladies out there listening, that is my G-spot.
That's a new one.
Oh yeah, it's very sensitive. What color are your toenails painted?
Currently, red.
Ooh, hot.
We'll call it red. It's like a burgundy red.
Ooh, that's hot.
Okay, Tommy, are your toenails currently painted?
They're not currently painted, no, but when I saw you, they were purple.
Really? Oh, nice. Like kind of like a lavender or like a darker purple, like a plum?
Yeah, about plum purple, and there were sparkles on them.
Oh, hey, why not?
Oh, yeah. Oh, when I saw you in April, they were blue-green for Easter.
It's always good to be festive.
Yes. And my favorite question, is there a stinky smell that just makes you gag?
Is there a stinky smell that just makes me gag?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, B.O.
B.O. Body odor.
Like I ride like the train a lot around L.A. And sometimes some people...
Oh, yeah.
No. It's not just on the train. It's unlimited to the train, but that's where I encounter it the most.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, Tommy, is there a certain smell that just makes you gag?
Farts or feet.
Right, I get that. That makes sense.
When I got out of the hospital, I had really bad athlete's foot because I was so cranky from the medication the last month I was in the hospital that they didn't want to go near me, so they didn't change my socks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you were in the hospital for a while, right?
Mm-hmm. 5.5 months.
Oh, my goodness. I can't even imagine.
Mm-hmm. God, it was really crazy. Really crazy.
Well, to say the least.
Yeah, but that's the worst smell, yeah. So, are you going to record that plug for me?
Yes, I am. I forgot you. I tend to have a case of the giggles anytime I'm supposed to, go on air. Or even before we did our podcast live, I would have a fit of the giggles for at least 10 minutes. So I'm getting to it, I promise.
Oh, awesome. Did you know I have a talent for doing farts with my armpit?
That is indeed a talent that I've not witnessed in quite a few years, since about 7th grade in the boys' in the gym.
Oh, yeah. You hear?
Success. I did.
I did. It would sound a lot smoother after I take a shower, which I gotta do tonight.
Yes, showers are always welcome.
I have a really funny joke for you.
I'm sure let's hear it.
Okay. Everybody knows the old nursery rhyme. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many kids, she didn't know what to do. What did her right leg say to her left leg?
What? I don't know. What?
Nothing. They never met.
That's funny. I like that.
I told that one to Catherine Mary Stewart, and her punchline was, I don't know, close up shop.
Oh, that's cool. Catherine Mary Stewart, like Night of the Comet, right?
Yes. She loves dirty jokes, too. She can't wait to hear them every time we talk.
Oh, that's so cool. Very cool. Like I said, I'm totally honored to just be in the same company as so many very, very cool guests that you've had on your show. So that's awesome. I got the same jokes that she did.
Oh my God, there's a whole slew of free-spirited, dirty-minded actresses out there, and I'm so lucky to have them on and get to be friends with them and like have meals with them whenever I come to town and stuff. I mean, I'm the luckiest fanboy in the whole wide world.
That's so cool. It's very, because I have to say, and again, it might be the alcohol talking. I don't know. Like, I'm 41, and I feel like women like me who still have a fucking raunchy sense of humor, we're a dying breed.
Yeah.
We're a dying breed, and there's not new versions of us being made. So many people these days are fucking uptight or fit into some group or just whatever it is, offended, perpetually offended, and forget about having a good time. Because really, in the end, that's what it is. It's just like, hey, tell a dirty joke, have a good time. I'm still an avid watcher of South Park because there's only one telling the truth out there.
I am so disgusted by the PC woke culture. I think the woke culture needs to go back to bed.
Mm-hmm. It's a good way to put it. That's absolutely true.
Oh my God. What do you make of this cancel culture that's going on?
How do you mean?
Oh, like they want to, that film school wants to get rid of John Wayne's statue and have his films out of, the Library of Congress just because he was racist. It's like that's how they were back then.
Oh, exactly. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that people cannot cope with. There were just different trains of thought and things were different during a different time. Technology is advanced so much, and yet at the same time it's kind of keeping us, it's like we're growing stupid the more technology that we get.
Oh, exactly. Oh my God. It's like, you meet a lot of kids nowadays. They are so intelligent because they had the internet and they were, they were more they were more able to like absorb information than we were growing up because all we had was books, you know. But they have such a short fucking attention span. Like they can't even like go on the internet and look up something that they don't know anything about that you tell them about. Like something in entertainment. You know, if you mentioned Marlon Brando and they say who the hell is Marlon Brando, they're not going to go up and look on his name.
Right. Oh, right, exactly. Well, I hearken back even to, say, someone like Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
Where it was, oh, Pee Wee. And yet I remember that very dark period after he got arrested and became a pariah, and that Batman Returns was a triumphant return to the cinematic universe, if you will, him and Simone, because he had been ousted for doing something that's kind of just like a very natural act, and he wasn't the only person jerking it that day in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Well, Pussycat Theater, whatever it was. So, I don't know. I've seen a great meme that I have saved on my Instagram, and it, to paraphrase, says, how did a generation raised on South Park and Family Guy become so fucking sensitive?
Mm-hmm.
Just, I don't get it. Like, if people are a bunch of pussies these days, grow with that.
I know.
It's a joke. What is it? It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
Did you ever hear the podcasts I did where I'm jerking off?
No.
Oh yeah. When I'm super successful, I'm probably going to have to take those down because I'll probably get canceled.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking away.
What's that?
Possibly you might have to consider that. But
Yeah.
yourself also are a dying breed where, it's not about, cowering down to what's popular and what's acceptable and what's PC. You tout yourself on being very un-PC, and not everybody is like that anymore. Everybody apologizes now for things that they say, or they're shoving their political opinions down your throat. And it's refreshing to not have to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't apologize at all, I just think that, humor is humor. If they can't take it, fuck them.
Yeah, pretty much.
You say you're drunk right now. I'm high as a kite.
Oh, yeah, I wish I had some weed on me, and I do not. My boyfriend is 10 years younger, but he's kind of a straight arrow, so he's never holding. He's 10 years younger and far more mature than I.
And he is very cute, too.
Thank you. Now, did you meet him, or did you just meet my friend? I can't remember if you met my boyfriend. My boyfriend's the one with the full beard.
Yeah, he's the one I met.
Oh, he's cool. Yeah, he is adorable.
Oh.
I'm laid out on the couch right now. I see you.
He's passed out on the couch?
He's not passed out. He's just like chilling and stuff right now. But I whenever I'm on the phone with anyone, I pace like frantically. So I'm walking all over our apartment.
Yeah. Oh my God. I thought he was just adorable, and he was such a gentleman too.
He really is. I'm very, very proud of him. He's totally raunchy at the same time, but like when he has to be, he's a gentleman. It's about picking and choosing your opportunities and appropriate timing. So, and then, like I said, he's much more responsible and mature than I am.
Nice.
Somebody's going to be a grown-up. I choose him.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have an orgasm right now.
Oh my goodness. You are too much, mister.
Yeah, but you love me.
Well, you entertain me, to say the least. Oh, dang, I already said to say the least earlier.
You could say that.
Well, I mean, we're having fun.
You could say that 100 times. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Oh, no, but I couldn't be conscious of stuff that I say, because then it just gets repetition. So what fun is that? The last podcast was a live one. So we would always be live, and it would be funny when I would get, like, pointers from folks. Of course, being a host yourself, what it goes into interviewing somebody and paying attention and cues and whatnot, and, like, dead air and stuff. And so when I would get pointers from people, I'd be like, hey, go ahead and go live. Listen, pay attention, remember not to curse, remember not to this and that and whatever. So it makes you on the other end.
Oh my God, I taste really sweet right now.
Oh my goodness, you are crazy, mister.
Yeah, and I'm exhausted, so I want to thank you so much for coming back on, Amanda.
It was my absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for having me on.
Oh yes, and I'm very, I'm looking for the word, very prideful. I'm very, not prideful, not, maybe happy is the word. I'm very happy that I can put you on the same podcast as everyone else that I've had on in horror and cult films, and I'll continue to have you on because I love talking to you.
Oh, right on. Thank you so much. And like I said, I'm truly honored, and I feel very fortunate to have met your acquaintance, and now we're friends and friendly and can do this many more times in the future.
Absolutely. And be sure to get some food before you pass out tonight.
I always make sure I have something to eat. Like I said, responsible, and then there's me.
Okay, hon, you have yourself a great night and party on.
Thanks, have a good night. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Amanda Gonzales. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Amanda. I love having you on. You're fucking awesome. You are the queen of horror fandom with a PH. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes.